Speaking freedom. Speaking freedom. Giving you the answers to be free. Be free. Be free. 'Cause we're speaking freedom. Have your way. Would you give up or try again? Never hesitate. Till it's your end. Would you be yourself or play a role? Tell all the boys or keep it low. If I say no, would you turn away or play me off? Or would you stay up? Don't succeed. Dust yourself off and try again. We can dust it off and try again.
So this is gonna be kind of random, but not so random. I've been thinking about the conception of children, and for whatever reason, in my mind, okay, so I believe and know and believe that it can be scientifically proven that the emotions of a mother impacts the fetus and the baby and the unborn child while it's developing. I believe that that can take root in children in different type of ways. Click it or ticket. And I believe that so believing that and knowing that the emotional, mental, physical, psychological, and every other sort of experience that a mother has, that child also is affected by it within its development, whether the child is more sad or more lively, if the child can come and be born with depression or some type of disorders. Now, I am not blaming mothers for children with disabilities, because in the concept of my mind and where I'm thinking, it would mean that father's sperm determines how the child's spine is formed. So if but the thing is, this is the part, okay, so this is what I'm about to say. So how the sperm implants in the egg will tell you how the sperm was when it took root into the egg. And what I wanted to add to that, because just imagine how a sperm, if it's really technically like small baby worms, the way it's depicted, then it means it would have to kind of slither to get to where it's trying to go to. And for whatever reason, while some sperm seems to get erect or go straight in, other sperms seem to curve and not form properly. Now, this person's swerving. It's raining, baby. You can't be swerving. Lamborghini Mercedes. Yo, bitch, she's so thirsty. Listen, let me tell you something. A lot of people tell people what they want to hear, and people be thinking like, oh no, he really didn't change. No, that nigga is the same goddamn nigga he was. He just had that shit better. He tell you what you want to hear and pop off and do what he can when he can, you know what I'm saying, and make sure your ass don't find out. These niggas been doing this for years. But so the sperm, the eggs, that's when they don't change, because they desire to be different. There are some people that change because they want different, they know different is possible, and they grow up mentally on their own, not because of their relationship, not because of anything other than, man, I don't like the results that I'm getting, so I'm going to change my actions to get different results. While others are more so forced into a type of change and obedient type of, you know, like babysit, mother may I, yes you may not type shit. But that's neither here nor there. But this also plays into effect, because this, I believe that all of those things upon conception of a child, make a difference in who and how that child will be mentally, spiritually, physically even. And it's so crazy because I have a niece that has, I believe it's cerebral palsy. And so she's never ever, to my knowledge, walked. She has been in a wheelchair. I don't know if she could feel the bottom of her spine. And I'm not sure exactly what it is that is wrong with her, but she's always been in a wheelchair since she was a baby. And I wonder how and why, and you know, what all goes into that. And it makes me really think about, so the first train of thought is the emotional capacity of the parent having an impact on each and every way that child is formed. Now this involves two things. For the father, I don't know, I gotta look up and see how often men produce new sperm. Like, I don't know if their sperm is just always supplied, or if it comes back, you know what I'm saying, or if it's like, I don't know how that, like, if they don't use it, what happened? You know what I'm saying? Like, women, every month we get a new cycle of eggs, a new cycle of life that goes through us. So, but I don't know how that works for men, especially, like, we ain't gotta fuck in order to have a period. We gonna bleed regardless, unless we just ain't, you know what I'm saying, built like that no more. So, it's just, you know, weird, to think, like, okay, so what do men do? Like, okay, y'all, if y'all don't nut, then what happened to y'all nut? Like, do it get stale in the inside? Like, not stale, but like, if you on your period and let's say I didn't have periods for a long time after I started Depo and birth control shit, and I can say that when it was time for me to have periods again, even when I first started my periods have always been heavy and strange. And when I say strange, is because I never had a 28-day cycle. I always had a super long 30-day cycle, so I never knew when my cycle was coming on until it was there. You know what I'm saying? But just like I was saying with the sperm, like, so not having a period for a long time, I don't know what that does to your body, as far as the eggs and all that. I know that when you start having them again, it's super heavy. So maybe that's why some niggas' nuts be so thick. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wonder, does that make your sperm more potent or something? Like, I'm just thinking because I'm thinking about it. And so when you conceive a child, I believe when the man, whatever state of mind, whatever state of being, emotionally, physically, sexually, spiritually, in every single way, financially even, I think all of these things affect the genes of the seed. I don't want to say it rubs off on them, or, you know what I'm saying, because the financial, who you are financially, doesn't impact your child like that. I mean, it does, but I'm talking about the mental aspect. How does it impact your mind? What does it do for you mentally? And how do you grow based on what it is that you know? You know what I'm saying? Or, because listen, some of these books that I've been reading, they talk about how everything that you do, everything that you learn, everything that you see, it affects your genes. It affects your understanding, which affects your DNA. So everything you know, everything that your life is comprised of affects your DNA in some way. And with saying that, that means that the state of being that you are when you release that sperm can affect a portion of who your child is, what they into, what they like, what they are accustomed to, and all those type of things. Yeah, by the time they got down, I just gotta move out their way. I'm trying to do a lot right now. So whoever, so all of that will impact your child, because when you release that sperm, you're releasing the energy of who you are. And when you release the energy of who you are into that seed, then that's when, you know what I'm saying, that's what affects who your child will be. So I think that affects how your child is born, a boy or a girl. Now, we ain't gonna leave the mama out, because the egg probably got some shit to do with it too. You know what I'm saying? Because they say that determines some of who you are and all of that. I mean, the egg is just as important as the sperm that impregnates the egg. But the sperm is the backbone. I've posted about this several times. The sperm is the backbone of the body. And how that sperm goes in and connects with the egg determines the nervous system, and the body, the outward shape of the body. That's like, the sperm is the backbone, and then the backbone has to I can't even think of that word, submerge, or it like comes together. It's like a soldering type of togetherness. I get lost for words sometimes now, more than ever before, so bear with me. So that comes together, and that develops the outer being of the person. That, you know what I'm saying, like, the sperm grows within that egg. You know what I'm saying? That is the fertilization that allows for, it's like the woman is the ground, the man is a seed, literally. And it's just like planting a seed in the ground. If you plant the wrong seed in the wrong type of ground, you're gonna get a different type of plant. Even when you growing weed, that is the same circumstance. Because if you growing in one climate versus growing in another climate can alter the effect of the whatever it is that you're growing. And they ain't gotta be drugs. It could be goddamn tomatoes or watermelons or oranges. Like, certain places grow things differently. Some grow them better, some grow them worse, some won't grow some things at all. I mean, and this is very, 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 I don't even know why I'm talking about this, but I think about this sometimes in different situations. Now, and sometimes it could just be a lot on the body where the mother doesn't carry the baby long enough. It could be the frailness and the sensitivity of her body. Like, it's not necessarily something wrong. It's that your body is so fragile that you can't handle that unless it, you know what I'm saying, take you out. And your body won't allow anything to, self-destruct. The body is gonna goddamn fight off whatever it is going to try to harm you. And that's what we often see when somebody have a miscarriage or have problems during pregnancy. I want to go in the store, but it's late and I'm trying to just think I'm going to take my ass back home. I ain't even come for nothing important. Matter of fact, I didn't even know why I was coming when I was damn leaving the house. I think I know, but it wasn't something that I needed right now. I'll come another time. But while we talking, while I got you on here, I'm going to finish what was on my mind. Again, I don't know why I'm talking about this, but I think that so many things go into, so many aspects of the living organism that we are goes into our childbearing, and when we, have children, the conception of them, especially. I kind of think that, you know how they say when the mama hate the daddy or have a strong dislike for the daddy, that the baby come out looking more like the daddy than the mama. But I guess if the mama cool, then the baby's gonna come out looking like the mama did, huh? But the point of me saying that was not really the emphasis of who a child looks like, as much as it is about how people believe that your thought process while carrying a child can affect your child. So if you happen to be more depressed while you are carrying a child, that depression is going to affect your child. So your goal has to be to try to do things that bring you peace, that bring you joy, that bring you happiness, so that your ability to carry that child is not strained, and the stress of the child, the stress of yourself doesn't affect your child. Now, all mothers are not able to just stop everything to get pregnant and have babies. All people just aren't. And there are some people that have a baby and then can't have no more. There are some people that cannot have babies for years and years and years and years and years, and they be trying to have children, and they are not able to have children, and then out the blue, here comes a child. So you have to consider the mind state that you are in when you want to conceive. You have to consider the mind state that you are in when you having sex. I think that who you are in the moment of having sex can determine some aspects of who that child will be. I believe that who you are when that sperm was being created within you, when that egg, when at that ovulation period, who were you when you was ovulating? You know what I'm saying? How were you? Like, right, that last ovulation before you get pregnant, and you had your period or whatever the case may be, right when you was ready to conceive, how was your days going? Because I think that the state of who you are affects the child that you bear. And I believe that, and that could be good or bad. It could be affected by everything. Like if a man snorts dope, smokes crack, smokes weed, if a man does heroin, pop pills, all of those things, in my opinion, hold on, I want you to see something. Just in case y'all was wondering. All those things, in my opinion, affect the sperm. It's just like if you fucking a nigga that's on drugs and he's nutting in you, then you might not get high from his nut. But the way his nut now is chemically engineered isn't regular. So that can have an effect on who the mechanisms of your vagina and your body. It's like poisoning almost, in a sense, because that is in his blood. And the same thing for these niggas. Like, it's a little bit different because y'all got outies and we got innies, so y'all enter in us, y'all enter in our bodies, and we are just putting ourselves on you. You are the we're the socket, and you're the plug. So you're plugging into the power, and it's not like that. So don't try to make it be something other than what I'm saying. You're plugging into the power, like to the juice. You plug into the juice. You got some juice too, but you got to plug into the juice to get the juice. You know what I'm saying? Like, your juice come from being plugged into the juice. And man, that's such a great analogy. But seriously, that's where your juice comes from. So within that essence, that understanding, it has to make you understand how much more the sperm is very detrimental to the woman, and what the woman does for a man is more of a spiritual and not a physical. I mean, yeah, we get you off, we help you release that seed, but there is more that you plant in us than we could ever plant in you. Now we do exchange, you know what I'm saying, body chemicals and the, you know what I'm saying, all that stuff. Like the whole experience is more intense for a woman than a man, is what I'm saying. Like, y'all get the yellow pee-pee holes is the only point of entrance when y'all having sex, and we all the fuck open, you know what I'm saying, y'all in our guts. That's gonna be funny because I did a video that's not related to this, but that mentions that. But yeah, so I was thinking about, and I keep thinking about, like, man, I wonder if who a person is when they nut in a girl depicts the sperm that reaches the egg, and how that sperm implants in the egg, and how the egg and the sperm merge together and become one, and then begin to grow. Like, because I got scoliosis. Now the question is that a common thing, or is that because the sperm that my dad had didn't sit right in my mom's egg? I mean, that's pretty deep to me. But then there are some people that I think that they just have straight spines. You know what I'm saying? Like, but what makes the difference? The sperm is what is, you know, curving. But then it also makes me think about my niece again, because what made her dad's sperm so jacked up to where she would be born with that condition, with that disability? To be born that way means that the sperm, you know what I'm saying, it connected, but it rejected it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was a fight. Like, oh, wait a minute, hold up. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to be funny or make light of it, but I am trying to make sense of it. I am, because I know that a spine condition is the sperm is wrinkled. The sperm has issues. So that means that if somebody has a nerve condition, then that means the way that the sperm and the egg, I keep wanting to say submerged into each other, or I'm gonna find the word and I'm gonna type it in the caption to this. So when the sperm and the egg, the sperm go inside the egg, and then the egg lock on, like the egg got that grip, and that egg connect with that sperm, and then from there it forms and begins to bud into a child. Now, how that egg connects with that sperm determines the body of the child. It's other factors that determine the gender. It's other factors, but I think this is my concept that I'm just thinking about. I also believe that it would mean that you're emotional the same way that all of that other stuff is dependent upon, you know what I'm saying, the way that sperm connect. It also means that it takes root on all of the things, the chemical makeup, the DNA, the genes at the time of conception. or the time of the egg being released and the time of the sperm being released. Who you are would impact the sex, the gender. I think that some of it is the way that they believe it is to be, you know what I'm saying? But all they know is them chromosomes. And I believe that it's other aspects of DNA and genetic makeup that affect who you are, what your gender is, even the gender confusion. I think that all of those things are a byproduct of the egg and the sperm coming together and making that child. I don't think that it's random, but it can be, because if you have if you have a couple that has a child and both of them depressed when they get pregnant, both of them, and then the wife be super depressed after she get pregnant because she wasn't happy to begin with, and you have a baby that is formed in massive and major depression and limited happiness, then what do you believe will be the chemical makeup of that child? What do you think would be the, the disposition of the child that is born in depression? Like, how would that child's, how would those chemical imbalances within both of the parents affect the chemical engineering of the genetics of that child? So, and then on the other end, let's say you got two extremely intelligent people, and this is a part of one of the things that I want to do an audiobook about. So this would be a great segue or topic to, bring out when I release those books, or just to have, put up. But if you have to, just like if you have two super intellectual people that are at their highest level of their intellect, that is, like super smart, walking in their gift and their calling and all of that, if you get two people like that that produce a child in their greatest, what is the difference in the chemical makeup of one child versus the other, just based on the parent's state of being at conception? Whether that child may have whatever is going on with the child. I don't want to say anything in particular, because I don't want nobody to be like, well, she's blaming me for who my child was. No, I'm just saying that we need to be more aware of who we are when we are at the state of conception. Now, for those of us that already had kids, don't plan on having no more children, or for those of us that, we already had our kids, well, what can we do with the information? Pass it on. Help somebody else understand that this is the reason, and this plays into sex being such a spiritual experience anyways, because when you think about sex as a spiritual experience, and you really start trying to manifest in that state of oneness, in that arousal period, then the results are a lot different. I'm almost about to be 11, baby. 38 coming up the gate. I think it's important that we begin to consider more when, not just when we're engaging in sex for procreation, but overall, you know what I'm saying? But especially in procreation, because that affects the seed, who we are, how we are, what we are, and you know, with the child, I mean, you may not agree, you may not get it, it may be over your head, but I hope that what I'm saying makes sense. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. I was just gonna talk about that's what I talked about. That's it. That was my thoughts on genetic development and engineering, and how we can be more intentional when having children. Speaking Freedom presents Good Head Group, providing advanced spiritual studies and personal developmental insight. Brought to you by Love Gang and Speaking Freedom. We look forward to helping you grow in all the areas of your life. We hope that you find all the information needed for your growth. God bless. Please listen to all disclaimers provided. If you are currently under physician's care, please maintain that relationship. This is not intended to stop your current treatment plan. If you need physician care, please seek out medical attention. Please note, all results are based on the individual's ability to adapt and adjust to any given environment and situation. We are not responsible for your results at Speaking Freedom. The life enhancement coaches at Speaking Freedom provide information to help you grow. You are responsible for maintaining that growth, taking on and then applying the information to your individual life as you deem needed and necessary. This may contain and explain explicit content. Please use parental discretion. For best results, you will need an open mind, the ability to research, and a balanced lifestyle.
Please join us daily for your inspiration and motivation.
We have the entire world to offer you at your fingertips. Your life enhancement coaching specialist. Thank you for choosing us to assist you in accomplishing your personal and professional goals. And have a beautiful day. In love, we trust. This is brought to you by Good Head Group, Love Gang, and Speaking Freedom. We thank God for you, and we love you.